My name is Riley Allenbach, and welcome to my 6th grade Social Studies unit on Ancient Egypt. The 15-day unit centered around the World History and Geography Content Standard 6.2, focusing on the ancient civilizations, particularly ancient Egypt. This standard has students analyzing geographic, political, economic, religious, and social structures of the early civilizations of the Mesopotamia, Egypt, and Kush. This unit will focus on the students' learning on geography and Egyptian culture and religious aspects, incorporating technology into each lesson. Students will be introduced to this unit with music and a discussion about what they know about ancient Egypt. Students will learn about ancient Egyptian geography, study maps, and also compare ancient Egypt and modern-day Egypt. Students will learn about Egyptian pyramids and the Great Pyramids. Students will learn about mummies and also as well as the mummification process. Students will learn about pharaohs as well as their rule over ancient Egypt. Students will learn about ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. Students will learn to read and write the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. Students will learn about ancient Egyptian gods and goddesses. Students will learn about how the ancient Egyptian gods and goddesses frequently had half human and half animal bodies and why. This unit incorporates technology standards as each of the 15 lessons have students working with technology to complete assignments. Technology is used in this unit to help facilitate the students' learning. The technology the students use in this unit is to help enhance their learning. The students will be using Google Docs and Google Classroom, iMovie, ScanQR, Discovery Education's Puzzle Maker, Sketchpad, and Songify. The unit incorporates Howard Gardner's 8 multiple intelligences into the 15 lessons. This unit was planned with all 8 intelligences in mind. The first lesson in this unit has the students entering the classroom with Egyptian music playing in the background. The teacher engages the students in a discussion about where the music might be from. The teacher asks the class to type out what they know, if anything, about ancient Egypt into a Google Doc that will be submitted to the teacher. The teacher will end the first lesson by having the students play a Kahoot activity game to see how much the class knows about ancient Egypt. This lesson incorporates musical, logical, visual, kinesthetic, verbal, interpersonal, and intrapersonal intelligences. The next 2 days, the students will learn about geography. The teacher demonstrates the class how to use an interactive map on eduplace.com. The students will wear headphones as the interactive map has sound. The students will explore the ancient Egyptian cities, the Nile River, and more. The second day, students will use Google Earth to look at Egypt's terrain in modern day. The students will compare modern day and ancient Egyptian terrain to create a chart using Google Sheets of where they believe dig sites may be still waiting to be discovered. These 2 lessons incorporate musical, logical, visual, naturalist, verbal, and intrapersonal intelligences. The next 4 days, the students learn about pyramids and mummies. The students watch a short YouTube clip by National Geographic Kids on pyramids. The teacher and the students will discuss the video. The students will use Google Earth to analyze and investigate the Great Pyramids. The students will record their findings into a Google Doc. The students will read an article on mummification. The students will create their own mummy using brushes, using their own bodies as reference. Students will use their combined knowledge of pyramids and mummies to create their own crossword puzzle using Discovery Education's Puzzle Maker. Once students have completed their puzzle, they will trade with a partner and solve each other's puzzles. These 4 lessons incorporate musical, logical, visual, naturalist, verbal, kinesthetic, interpersonal, and intrapersonal intelligences. The next 3 days, the students will learn about pharaohs. The teacher will give a brief introduction about famous pharaohs while the students take notes in Google Docs. The teacher will demonstrate to the class how to use the British Museum Virtual Tour website. The teacher will explain how to start, pause, and search during the tour. The teacher will encourage the students to take Google Doc notes as they need them for the next assignment. The next day, the teacher will put the students into groups of 4. The students will be using iMovie to create a short clip of their favorite 4 pharaohs, with each student playing the part of one of the pharaohs. The students will work on their movie for the whole period and 20 minutes of the next day. On the 3rd day, when all the groups are finished, the teacher will view the clips privately, checking to make sure everything is appropriate before showing all the clips to the class. These 3 lessons incorporate musical, logical, visual, naturalist, verbal, kinesthetic, interpersonal, and intrapersonal intelligences. During this lesson, the teacher will go over about what hieroglyphs are and direct students to the National Geographic Kids website. The class will watch a video on the history of hieroglyphs together. The students will then open the website on their Chromebooks and look over the hieroglyph alphabet. The students will use the Sketchpad app on their Chromebooks to draw their full names using hieroglyphs. Once everyone is finished, the teacher will project the names to the class and have the students guess whose name it is. This lesson incorporates verbal, visual, logical, interpersonal, intrapersonal, and kinesthetic intelligences. The next 2 days, the students will learn about ancient Egyptian gods and goddesses. The teacher will show a POW tune going over the subject. The teacher will give a brief lesson and have the students discuss what they think the gods and goddesses and how they might have impacted daily life and the conduct of ancient Egyptian people. The students will journal their answers and show the teacher as an exit ticket. The second day, the students will pick their top 5 gods and goddesses to create their own song using the Songify app. The students can choose to create their own rhythm or use a pre-made one from Songify. These 2 lessons incorporate musical, verbal, logical, intrapersonal, interpersonal, and kinesthetic intelligences. The final 2 days of the unit will include a scavenger hunt and the students' final project. The students will complete a Google Doc worksheet scavenger hunt. The students will use Scan QR to scan the QR codes on their worksheet. They will follow the clues of the scavenger hunt to fill in the blanks on the worksheets. Once done, the students will read an online article about Egyptian culture by History for Kids. The students will write down their 3 favorite facts they'll learn. They will use these facts to create their own scavenger hunt, and also creating their own QR codes to give clues. These 2 lessons incorporate visual, intrapersonal, verbal, logical, visual, and musical intelligences. This course has taught me how technology can be used as a great asset to help facilitate learning. There are many technological resources out there, and I'm excited to find and use them in my future lesson planning. Incorporating technology and multiple intelligences into my lesson planning is a great way to help all my students learn and give them their strengths to enjoy while learning. I also enjoy learning how to mesh the 2 and look forward to creating more technology-driven and multiple intelligence-driven lesson plans and units.